Hey guys, Tech here. Today I'm going to show you a nice build that you can start from basically a 2x1 and bring it up to this big base that you see here. But we're going to be able to start from just this little starter base here, square and 2 triangle, and we're going to bring it in to this base. Let's get started with the base tour. I left the inside a little bit empty just because I like to give you guys the option to fill in the inside the way that you want to do it. So first off, we start off obviously with the airlocks. Now in here, you could put little furnaces, you could put drop boxes. There's a variety of different things you can use it for. But like I said, I like to leave that open to you guys because everyone has their own preferences. But there's plenty of like expanding room. Now here, you can see I turned this into just a little furnace room. And you have your tool cupboard in there. This little square is actually that 1x1 of the starter base that I showed you earlier. So this is where you're originally going to have your tool cupboard. You're going to have some sleeping bags and basic boxes and stuff like that. However, eventually, you can just get rid of most of that stuff. So I turned it into a little furnace room. Now we head back out here, get to this little box, and let's go upstairs. Alright, so now we get up here, close this. Alright, so you come up here, there's a bunch of doors up here. They're not fully necessary. If you did watch that rating tips and tricks video that I posted, you'll remember that the more doorways that you have, it actually prevents them from doing splash damage to take out multiple walls. So that's why you see so many doors in here. You don't actually have to put the doors on, but it does help in case you do get raided. And here you have just a basic loot room. A couple more furnaces. This is the other tool cupboard. And this base does have stackable tool cupboard, so you're extra safe from raiders. And then this is another loot room. And then here again, you could put sleeping bags while you're building it, because this is only the 3rd floor. However, eventually you're going to want to expand upstairs. So we come up here to the 4th floor, and this is where there's really the main living space, and a good deal of your loot's going to be, as it's overall the safest area. So first you have this little loop right in the middle. This is where you're going to put the beds. They're the safest in the core here. I put a fridge up here just because, to show you guys, you can fit stuff in these corners and still walk by. So there's definitely room. This room I left empty. You can use this as like a main loot room, as it's the safest square in the base. Or if you wanted to go and eventually expand to a 5th floor, because I only did 4 floors here, you would go through this middle section with a ladder hatch. You could also put a ladder hatch, in any of these corners. But if you wanted to, you could use that for a ladder hatch or a loot room. So now let's go out here. Now this, you would generally want to put a door here to help protect your core. Keep it as safe as possible. Come out here, check out the view. You have really good angles. If you wanted to fight the heli, solid base to fight the heli from. And then over here you see we have a door. Now this setup, put the door here for a specific reason. If you see you have like a bed here, you spawn in that bed real quick. Say you just died outside. You spawn in that bed real quick, run over, you go right to your locker. You could suit up, open this door, and then run out against the wall. And you can use it as a Spider-Man to come down. And then boom, you're right back into the fight. If the fight's happening close by, or, you can get there quick enough. But this way you can spawn, get geared up, and get back out into the fight as soon as possible, which is really, a key feature when you're coming to one of these bases. Now the next area, you can open this door, or you can open this door. They both lead to the same area. It's another view area, so you can fight. And if you wanted to do, you could take out this, and you could do this. Like I've showed you in some of the other bases, the heli builds and stuff like that. You could do that, or you could just do the double doors so that you can see more closely like that. I like to leave it open to you guys. That's why there's no bars or anything on it either. Everyone has their own flavor. But again, close that. Now this should have a door on it. Open that door, and in here you got 4 boxes that you can get to for a good amount of loot. Close there, and that's sealed off. And so that's one wing. And then here, you know, you have the same thing. Another locker, another good viewpoint, another Spider-Man jump down so that you can get back into the fight quick. And then again, same thing with the room in here. And boom, you got your 4 boxes. So it's a pretty strong base overall. Everything's sectioned off. Everything is separate from each other, so that if they do blow into like one part or whatever, it's still not that easy to get through the base. And with that being said, I think it's time that we get down there and start building this base up. Alright, so now let's start the build. Start off just a basic square. And then you do a triangle, followed by another triangle. And then 2 doorways. Get your walls going. And you're going to want to be secure with this, so you want to get this too high as soon as possible. Throw your roofs on. Throw your doors on. Alright, and that's a good place to start. So now you want to place your sleeping bags, and I'm sure you'll have a couple friends playing with you. Obviously, it's a group design. And throw a bag over here. Throw a bag over here. Maybe throw a bag there. Right? Then you want to put your tool cupboard all the way in this corner. Authorize on it. And then put a nice set of stairs like that. This is pretty much your temporary setup. You can also throw furnace back here. Throw a box back here so you can still access the furnace too. And then you can throw a big box here. Throw a little box over here. Throw another little box over there. That way you get as much storage as possible. And you can save up for while you're building. You know, you're obviously going to need your campfire and all that stuff. But I like to leave that stuff up to you guys so that you can decide how you want the interior to be. So now you're almost set up. You just have to put down the second door. Alright, so then the airlock's all set up. And you're ready to start on the main base. This is what it's going to look like. No, not too safe yet. So you do want to expand it as quickly as you can. But you have some time. And we're going to work on making sure the core is safe as possible right off the bat. So now let's get into some of the building, and I'll stop here and there to give you guys some tips. So now you start this at the door, come to your front door, and take it from there. Now that you have that set up, we're going to do the same thing we did in the last heli tower build, where we're going to delete this square, put a triangle here, and then you're going to fill in the triangles, just like that. And you're going to do that for every side. So now you have the triangles all set up. This is what it basically is going to look like at this point. Get rid of this. So now you got those big triangles connected. Now at this point, what you can do is you can expand this so that you're a little bit safer now. You can put up the walls. And so we'll go to that step now. You're going to want to make sure that you put your door here so that's a turn right into your other door. And then you're just going to want to fill in the rest of the gaps the same way that I do, because there's going to be some overlapping here. And so if you don't put the right wall down at the right time, you might have some problems. And I'll give you a tip too for building like this. When it overlaps like this, the wall that you're almost always going to want to put down first is going to be the wall that actually has the walls coming through it. So you're going to want to put this wall down, and then you put down this wall and this wall. Any wall that has more than one wall coming through it, you're going to want to put that wall down first, almost every situation. Alright, so now your core is just a little bit safer. You can fill in all that honeycombing. Start building up towards the next level. But this is now expanded base part 2, essentially. And the first thing you're going to want to do, put your ladder hatch up there, and then you can fill in the rest. And so now you got all that filled in, you're ready to start the expansion. This base should be fairly safe, again, while you're building everything up, so that you know you've at least got, I believe it's 3 walls to the center everywhere at this point. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So your tool cupboard is at least 3 walls safe right now, which isn't too bad. 12 rockets, not a bad place to be. Fairly easy to start building that like that. Now we come on to the next part. So you come back to your door here. Go to a square foundation and you place that down. And then you're going to go to the same area, just without the door everywhere else. Now you come back to your front door and you're going to want to put down these triangles. Same way that I do it. And that's the one corner. And then you come back to the big triangle and you're going to want to finish that side off. Now you just do it for every other side again. And there you go. That's your main footprint all finished up. So at this point now you have the overall shape of the base all set up. And all that it is now is filling in all the gaps and until you get up to the 3rd floor. So basically just to finish your honeycomb. There are some tricky parts. I'm going to talk you guys through it a little bit. But I'll show you one right off the bat. For this corner here, right, when you walk out your door. So this part right here, I call like the hook. This is one of the trickier sections. What you have to do here, because of how it overlaps and how we need the floor to be, you're going to have to build this wall up twice. Then you come up here and you put that triangle down first. And that's going to help you avoid a lot of problems later when you're building it up. Now with that part done, you're going to want to build the outside. I'm going to show you one more thing that you're going to run into. Here is what I was talking about earlier. Here you have 3 different walls that are going to intersect this one wall. So you're always going to want to put this one wall down. Now when you're in your airlock section, you're going to want to make sure that there's nothing in that airlock that's going to prevent these walls in here from being built. So we're going to have to delete that. Then we're going to come over here, and now you can build that wall, and now you can build that wall. So that's the tricky part there. I've run into that when I was building it myself a couple times. Those walls come through and they wind up hitting whatever's there. So you're going to want to move that back, but at this point, you have safer areas to go to. You're also going to want to take this door and open it. Pick that up. Close this one. Now you're going to need this door to open the other way. You no longer really need it for that airlock feature, but this wall bumping in here winds up preventing you from getting out. So now you've got that all set up, and now like I said, you're going to do that same thing on all the corners. But let's fill this first. Now you're ready to come upstairs and start building the rest of it. We're going to come up here, and then all the floor fits together really well. So for as long as you've made sure to put those triangles down, you shouldn't have any problem just filling in all the blanks. So now we're going to start working on the 3rd floor, which is going to be the actual livable room. The first thing that you're going to want to do is start setting up the walls for the actual core. Alright, now you're ready to put your 3rd floor cab down. So first things first, you're going to have to go back downstairs. And open this. And now you're going to have to delete this box. Delete this furnace or whatever else you have back here. And before you take down the tool cupboard, you're going to actually have to pick down this wall. So it takes 7 pickaxes to get there. but you can pickaxe it down, fairly quickly. You're going to want to throw a roof on this triangle, and then you're going to want to delete that tool cupboard and build a doorway here. As soon as that's built, go back upstairs. And that's when you're going to want to put your tool cupboard down up here, authorize on it, and then you're going to want to drop back down here and drop your second one down here and authorize on that one. Then obviously, you're going to want to put a door. That way that's safe. So now we have this center section set up, and what you're going to want to do now is put all the roofing on, make sure everything's safe. Now I'm going to show you one other real tip here for building up the rest of this. So this is the same part that we had earlier downstairs, where you're going to want to build this wall first. But on top of all of these this time, you're going to want to build... I actually messed up here and I built a window. What you want to do here is build a wall. Do not build that window. And you're also going to want to put a triangle here and a triangle up there. On all four sides, you're going to want to do that. Alright, so now we're on to the fourth floor. And just to start it off, I just want to say I made a mistake earlier in the video. I said that these should be windows. These are the parts that you built up early. They shouldn't be windows, they should actually be walls. So that was a mistake on my part. And then the easiest way to do this, and you're going to want to do it specifically like this, otherwise you may run into issues getting the walls and everything to stay in place. You're going to want to go around and put these two double door frames up first. Just like this. Yeah. And then once all those double door frames are up, next thing you're going to want to do is put that triangle there. And over here you're going to want to put that triangle there, like that. And that just has to do with trying to put the roof on later. Now after that, the very next thing you're going to want to do before you do anything else is put these doors on. If you don't put these doors on, you won't be able to put them on later. So you want to put them on there. Alright, once you have all those doors on, now you're ready to do the actual outside edge. So now the whole outside edge is set up. Now you want to work on the loot room areas. So that's your roof, that's your loot rooms finished. Now all you really have to do is cap on your roof really quick. And as you can see, I put that hatch in the middle of the room like I had told you about. That way it's easier to expand, plus just in case you want to get on your roof to try to shoot people or, you know, shoot down the heli or something like that. You still have roof access. So now we're just going to fill in the roof real quick and then we'll finish up the inside. Alright guys, that just about does it for this build. The base is definitely expandable and can fit a decent number of guys. I'm going to have a few more videos coming based on this design and the ways that you can modify it based on what you're looking for and the size of your group and everything like that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, I would love if you could drop me a like and subscribe to the channel so that you can stay tuned for more. Or if you're going to use the base or you have other ideas for the base, I would love to hear about it in the comments down below. Either way, hope you guys have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next video.